Okay, I had the thing going the wrong way for a minute. I'm making some dinner. Join me. Okay. Hi. Let's see. Hi, Jan. Okay, so I'm making some spinach and feta chicken, and this comes out of our Season's Best cookbook. It's all one-pot meals. So I've made this before, and it's really good. So we're going to make it again. I already have, I don't know if you can see this, on our large sheet pan. I have, actually, I didn't have chicken breasts, so I had chicken tenders, and I just lined them all up on one side. And then in my bowl, I have some feta and spinach. And here's another goof I made. I'm shopping for my ingredients, and it calls for frozen spinach, and so I didn't remember that, and I bought fresh, and I had to wilt it beforehand. So we have to do the workarounds, and I'm going to add a clove of garlic in here. So right into our garlic press. You can see this. Maybe I'll just angle it a little bit down. Okay. Okay. Hey, Casey. All right. There's the garlic press. This is sort of why I started Pampered Chef almost 19 years ago. The garlic press, and here's the rest of the skin. You don't have to peel it. The skin is, not, of course, not wanting to come out right now, but it's in there. All right. So here I have potatoes that I'm slicing. I'll mix that up later. I have some potatoes, so I'm using my simple slicer, and I've already done 2 potatoes, and so let me show you how fast this is. Right here, and let me see if you can see this part. I have it on the number 2 setting, so it's the medium setting for the potatoes. Okay, there's another one, and the last one, I'm just going to stab it and put it right on there. And here we go. And I'm done. Okay. So these are all the potatoes. Now, I believe I'm putting them in this bowl. Let me just double check with, I'm putting some oil on there. Yes. Okay, so this is going into this bowl. There we go. This is one of our flexible cutting mats. Love it, don't you? Okay, it comes in a set of 3. And so this is going with a little bit of oil. I don't know how much. Let's see. A tablespoon. So I'll just put that in our tablespoon measuring spoon. And a little bit of our Greek rub, half a tablespoon. Just a little tip, the lids to our rubs and seasonings measure a full tablespoon, but I'm only doing half here. And this is our Greek rub. This is a Mediterranean kind of a meal, so that's going to go in there. And here I have, in my little 1-cup prep bowl, I have 3 tablespoons of panko breadcrumbs. If you know, those are the Japanese breadcrumbs. They're extra crispy. And so that's what, and then the other half of the Greek rub is going to go in there. All right. So let's give these a toss. I will use. Okay. I'm using my chef's tongs. Love these. They're open, and now they're closed, and now they're dropped. See, I hope you have fun while you watch me cook, because I sure do make a mess, don't I? Make a lot of goofs. This is the story of my life. So, my mom's in there saying, "Aw." So, okay, tossing all that oil and the seasoning around the potatoes. And this is all going to cook on the same sheet pan I'll show you again, but this is our half sheet pan. It is actually a baker's size. A bakery, when you go to the bakery and you get a half size of a sheet cake or whatever, this is the official size. So it's actually larger than our large sheet pan. All right, that looks good and all tossed and evenly coated. And here we go. It's going down. It's going down. Okay, spread that out. They should be fairly one layer in the pan. Okay. All right. My oven is preheating to 425. All right, let's see. That's good for now. So I'm just going to stir this up. One more thing that I'm going to do. Now I'm going to use that same simple slicer to slice my tomatoes. These are, they're plum tomatoes or Italian tomatoes or Roma tomatoes. Call it what you want. It's all the same thing. I'm going to use this also on the setting number 2. So the simple slicer is so cool because it locks closed and there's no blade showing. Setting 1 is super thin, setting 2 is, you can't see that, is medium, and then setting 3 is very open. So setting 2. And now this slides right on the guide. Put that tomato in there. This has the prongs to grab it. And get one more. Oh, no. Okay, there's the last piece. I might not use that one. And then my other tomato. Now, if your tomatoes are super ripe, this isn't going to work. You have to have them somewhat firm. Okay, close that up so we're not endangering ourselves. Let me stir up the feta and the spinach mixture. Now, I'm using my mix and chop because I love this thing, but I also want to break up the larger pieces of feta because they should all be crumbly. All right. So I use this for ground beef. If you do ground sausage or ground turkey or ground anything. I use this also to, you may have seen my mushroom rigatoni bolognese where I use this to break up the tomatoes as I made the tomato sauce from tomatoes, canned tomatoes. All right. Now somebody said, I have to show you this. Recently at a party, somebody said, I love the mix and chop, but it's so hard to clean. And I'm like, really? Well, here's what I use. This is my dual-sided cleaning brush. So looks like a toothbrush, doesn't it? But your dentist will not like you if you use this on your teeth because it's very firm. So, and this is used to like clean the, around the sink or things around your kitchen. But I use this to clean in my, I don't want to use it right now but to clean my mix and chop and my salad chopper and other things like that have little grooves where the food might get caught. So, all right, what I'm going to do, there we go. All right. So, first thing, I think I forgot the salt too. Where was I supposed to put that? Maybe I'll just put it on the chicken. Okay. And I might as well put some pepper too. So here's our salt and pepper grinder set. Have I shown you before that there's no pole in there to prevent you from adding your peppercorns. Of course, these are the Pampered Chef 5 peppercorn medley. Oh, I know I've got Greek rub on the potatoes, but a little salt and pepper too. And this is our coarse sea and Himalayan salt. I need to fill it again. The whole container will fit in here. So I'm going to put a little bit of on everything. Now comes, I'm going to use this mixture. Now, if I had these separated, last time I made it, I had actual chicken breasts, but I had these chicken tenders, and that's what I went with. But if you had them separate, you just put 1 scoop on each chicken breast. Okay, so probably the frozen spinach would have been better than regular spinach that I separated, that I blanched, because it's a little hard here to, I'm going to spread it all over anyway, so there we go. So you might think this is a cookie scoop, yes, but I use my scoops for meatballs. I usually don't use the biggest, I use the medium one, but, and for lots of other things. All right, and then you just flatten it with the back of the scoop. Okay, now I'm just going to lay the tomatoes on top. Let's see. These are sort of bigger ones. Does anybody shop at Sprouts? This is where I got these tomatoes and the spinach and the, maybe even gotten the chicken there. I can't remember. But the tomatoes were larger. Okay, this is good. I think I got enough. All right, now we're going to top it with our panko that's mixed with the Greek rub. I'm just gonna. And then it's going to bake in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. In the last couple minutes, I'll put the broiler on to brown up the breadcrumbs and crisp up the potatoes a little more. This is going to be so yummy. Okay, there we go. Looking to see if I missed anything, because sometimes I, by mistake, leave an ingredient out. Okay, that looks good. In the oven she goes. Getting a facial now. Okay. Put that on for 20 minutes. I always put it on for the minimum time. But I want to show you what I have here. Okay, this is you may have seen me show this before, because I use it a lot. This is my rock crock. This is the Dutch oven rock crock, the 4-quart. And I have it in the slow cooker stand. Love this. I've done desserts in here and main dishes and made a lot of noise with it too. I've cooked in here or just reheated in here. It's great. The slow cooker stand is great to have as a buffet warmer too. So I've used that at Thanksgiving, and I made a dessert. My last couple of parties, I made a caramel peanut butter brownie. Oh my gosh. Forget the diets, just have it. And then I made some homemade ice cream, and it was the bomb. So I made it in the microwave, 8 minutes, and then you put it in the stand on warm, and it's good to go. It stays nice and gooey. In February, this is the host special, 60% off for this. Also, I just found out tomorrow, February 1st, this stand, carrier will be made available again. So this fits the whole If you want to travel with this, take it to your potluck. Let's get it done here. This fits in here. There's even a place to put the cord. Wrap it up in here. So you can put the cord in there, which I'm not going to do right now. Now, if you're traveling and you don't want to hear the rattling dishes, who wants to hear that, right? We have this insert, and you put the lid on that, and then you just wrap it up. So this is really, okay, there was a way to do this. Let me move that this way. There we go. That fits. And that goes down here. And then this over here, and it snaps. So you get this rock crock and slow cooker stand for 60% off. And then you can get the carrier too. And there we go. Here I go. I'm going with dinner. Maybe one day, but not today. And so just message me below if you'd like to get in on that deal. Lisa, yes, I did use olive oil on the potatoes, on nothing else. Let's see. What am I putting on camera, Michelle? I don't know what you mean. Hi, Audra. So dinner is cooking. We'll probably have, we might have another vegetable with it, but we've got the spinach. This is really a one-pot meal. We've got the spinach, the potatoes, the protein is the chicken, of course, and the cheese. And so, delish. I meant to make the ice cream for tonight, but I'll just do that tomorrow. This time I'm making my, I'll say it right, chai tea toffee chip. Say that fast 5 times. No, it's not Thai. It's chai tea toffee chip ice cream. And that is one that you steep the tea. And so then I have to cool the mixture before I make the ice cream. Otherwise, the ice cream just takes 25 to 30 minutes to make, but not when I have to cool the mixture down first. So that is it. And my husband baked a cake the other day. Maybe we'll have that for dessert, or he will anyway. So man's got to have his dessert. Well, I hope that you have a great evening. We're going to be eating dinner in about less than 20 minutes, and I will see you next time. Don't forget, you can also share this video. You can also let me know in the comments if you'd like to host your own party in February for a live party or a virtual party, which means we just do it on Facebook. And so you can get the same rewards either way. So I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye.